Hello. This video is about Hispanics in America, and it's kind of like a survey. So if I could get any responses back, it would be really cool to write down. So it's about how do Hispanics feel about being called Hispanic or Latino in America, and if that is just a really just broad term, and you would rather just be called from the country you're from, and about also Hispanics who are third, second generation, and on how you feel on being called Hispanic and on being viewed as Hispanic before being viewed as American, which could be kind of offensive, I think, sometimes when you're always asked where are you from just by the way you look, instead of just assuming people you're American, because an American could look like anybody on earth, I think, because there's no right way of looking like an American. Though I once, a few weeks ago, this guy said, he said, well, to be an American, you have to be white or black. There's no brown. There's no in between. And he said you have to have blonde hair, blue eyes, and just be white, or you could be black, and then that's an American, but there's no brown. That's what he said. And now this is kind of offensive, I think, because nowhere does it say in our Constitution that you have to look a certain way to be an American. You could look however and still be an American. Like for me, my family's third generation from Latin America. Then like a lot of us still get asked where are you from, just because we don't look a certain way. Though some of my family do look very European, so they don't get asked. My family's really mixed of both indigenous and European blood. But then I don't really get asked much too. But then some of my cousins who are more darker skinned, they do get asked a lot, where are you from, where are you from? And then I think it's just kind of offensive, even when I've been asked a few times, where are you from? It's really offensive, because it's like, what do you mean, where am I from? I'm American. This is my home, this is where I was born and raised, this is my family's home. So I want to know how other Hispanics feel about this term, because it feels like if you're Hispanic, you can't be American. Though this country is a land of immigrants, though there's immigrants coming every year, all the time. So there's always immigrants in the country, but then their kids would be American, and then their kids would be Americans. But then what I see is with the Hispanic community is that they still hold too much loyalty to their old country, that they can never really assimilate into the American culture. And this kind of makes it hard for the ones that are already here, because then I think, at least in my era, there's more Hispanics who are recently coming to the United States than there are ones who have been here for ages, like forever now. And so it seems if you look Hispanic, you get asked a lot where you're from, and people just don't assume you're American or you're third, second generation until you start speaking, and then you don't have an accent, a foreign accent. And then a lot of the recent Hispanics, they assume that we speak Spanish too. And though once I think you go to the third and second generation, I think you start to lose speaking Spanish, or you don't speak it as good anymore as your grandparents would. And this is not just with Spanish, it's anybody, like the German immigrants who came to America, the Swedish immigrants, the Italians. They don't really speak Italian. Maybe their parents do, or their grandparents, but the third, second generation don't no more, because English is our language. English is our first language. And then it's always the same thing you get asked, is your native language Spanish? And again, that's offensive again, because not that Spanish is a bad language, because I think it's beautiful, and I do speak Spanish. Thankfully, I got the chance to speak it as well with English. So I've always had two mother tongues growing up, and I speak both of them without an accent, a foreign accent at least. But not like a lot of friends that I have that are also second, third generation, even fourth generation Hispanics, they don't speak Spanish, and they also feel the same way. Why do they just assume that I speak Spanish? I don't know what else to say, but it feels like you have to look a certain way to be an American still, and you don't, though. And I think an American could look from the darkest skin color to the lightest skin color to blue eyes, brown eyes, green eyes, hazel eyes, any color in the world possible, any hair color possible, any faith. An American, I think, could be a Muslim, a Christian, a Jew, an atheist, anything, because that's the cool thing about being in American. I think we're so diverse. We're one nationality. We're an American, but we're of many different ethnic backgrounds, and you know, it just makes it more fun. I think an American right next to me could look completely different than I do, but yeah, we're both American because we're both united under one flag, under one constitution, and I am completely patriotic towards the United States of America. My loyalty is only to the United States of America. Now, I respect my grandparents' country, but that's their country, not mine. And I respect it, but this is my only country, and this is the only one I have loyalty to. And I just want to know how many other Hispanics feel the same way, or just anyone in general know. Any others who have this kind of problem, just because maybe your third, fourth, just recent generations, like not Americans, like you can maybe like not going like 6 or 7 generations back, but maybe 3 or 4, second generation, first generation Americans, and how you all feel about maybe asking where you're from all the time, and if that happens a lot. Thank you, and this is my first video, so I hope I wasn't too bad. Thank you for watching if you did. Thank you.